Good morning, all of you. So, first, I should thank all the scientists, scholars, and students who are here to really, participate on the March for Science. So, this topic, I'm really honored to take about few two scientists who really contributed to the nation and why they are important actually at this occasion. Uh, See, currently our situation is we are facing a lot of issues due to global warming and other climate crisis related to that. Today, Dr. CP Rajendran is supposed to talk about the Wayanad land, but he is not there. So I am referring, one or two points related to that as well. See, global warming in general, how many of us know that it is going to be a huge impact? It is really, very less communication across the globe. So from Breakthrough Science President, I actually understood that 2 3 years back. The impact is like catastrophic. Okay, if you don't act, it is like within 100 years there is no earth, there will be no earth. If the warming crosses 2 degrees, it is alarming. You will see n number of floods, torrential rain, and already it started. You could sense that, but it will not stop at this. It will be very aggressive. And if it crosses 5 degrees, it is irreversible. So this is an occasion where it is, very serious thinking is supposed to be there with many of the people who are really conscious about life first. So the next generation, I don't know about the previous generation, how much they really understood this, but the next generation has to live. So this is an occasion where we need to refer few of the scientists who really played a bigger role in the society in the earlier stages as an inspiration for this kind of, the development of our society, and whenever there is natural calamities, they have played a bigger role. So I am here to take two scientists. One is PC Ray. How many of you know that? I don't know. And the other one, Meghnad Saga, maybe many of you have known. So these two scientists, how they are important, and how a bunch of scientists played a bigger role in Indian context. There is a background behind that. So in the early stages, that is 19th century end, the mission of actually fighting against feudal casteism and superstitions, started with Raja Ram Mohan Rai, Vidyasagar, everybody. They started the foundation. But post that, there is a platform which was provided by Dr. Mahendralal Sarkar. He started Indian Association for Cultivation of Science, which in which actually Ashutosh Mukherjee, who was the vice chancellor of Calcutta University that time, all of them, there are few more scientists who played a significant role. There came actually the senior scientist J.C. Bose, many of Jagdish Chandra Bose, and his friend is P.C. Ray. So both of them are like close associates, and they put the foundation for the Indian scientists to come, like C.V. Raman is the third batch in that actually. So this association played a bigger role to experiment science, really learned that, and they had a lot of concern that time because it was a time of British colonization and exploitation was huge. So a nationalist feeling, patriotic feeling was there. For the dignity of our Indians, we should be presenting there in the international level, show our capabilities. There should be an advancement in science. It has to be applied in all our areas. This was the feeling they had at that moment. So PC Ray and I would take PC Ray first because he had played a bigger role in mobilizing the people. Not only being a scientist, he mobilized the people towards these solutions and act on the issues that time. So about PC Ray, if I want to tell, he comes from a reasonably good background. His parents were very liberal, enlightened. Harsh Chandra was his parent. He had a library itself in his home where he could learn a lot of things. So he had a schooling at that moment period, and then later he went to for his graduation he went to Edinburgh. So in Edinburgh, he didn't again still only pursue this education, but rather that was the time actually Indian freedom struggle started. So he was actually writing article against British about their colonial exploitation, and he presented that to John Bright, who was the parliamentarian there. So this article was actually very attractive and was spreading across, and he got the permission to publish it across the scientific forum there in Britain, and then extended that to the students in India and general public as well. So he started a movement there from there onwards. That was the spirit of P.C. Ray. And when he came back into India, he wanted to promote science, and he wanted to take part in all the public life wherever it impacted society. So that time there was a big, huge flood in Kunal. He was born in Kunal district. So there was a flood, and need a huge fund to be, managed for the poor people who were affected in that area. So he started a committee. He was in the core committee of Kunal Relief Fund Committee, and in that he collected a huge fund for sustainable fund for poor people. And apart from that, he was in the Bengal Relief Fund Committee also. It was again, the famine and flood continued there. So Netaji and other, Mahatma Gandhi, even I would say, I could not get the name. Okay, so the many other, he was associated with many freedom fighters that time, and he had a spirit to continue that kind of lifestyle. So inspired by P.C. Ray, his next batch, Meghnad Saha, one of the great scientists. If you want to talk about him, it will take a few more minutes actually for me, but I will tell about 2 points about him. He was a great, the ionization equation, which was discovered by him, is one among the top 10 scientists. Actually, he was that time international. He is supposed to get a Nobel Prize.